Hi, this is the voice of Heidie Calero with another interesting economic capsule on Puerto Rico's economy and certainly current events that are present in our economy. We have entitled this capsule Retail Apocalypse. It's not that we are being prophetic or doom and gloom, but let's follow the trend and the history of what we have been seeing in shopping centers in Puerto Rico. As you know, shopping centers really revolutionized the way that consumers purchase things. They really took to the idea of going to these brick and mortar stores, the mega stores, and the entertainment that more and more these shopping centers offered consumers. The basis of shopping centers, and in particular in Puerto Rico, I'm making the analogy that they are based on urban centers in the 78 municipalities that we have. Remember, there are anchor tenants, that is the mayor, as well as the church, and in the middle is the plaza, the square. Well, it's the same thing with a shopping center. You have anchor tenants, and then you have a big space in the middle, and surrounded by all these small retailers which really thrive in terms of diversity as well as convenience for many of these shopping centers, and provided more and more security as well as parking space. Well, the graph that I am depicting for you is the shopping centers by location and size that occur in Puerto Rico, and obviously this map has not been updated for the past few years, but it gives you an idea. Those that are the huge ones that have more than 500,000 square feet, and probably like 2 million or more square feet is Plaza Las Americas in San Juan, as well as in Plaza Caribe or San Patricio Plaza. They are more than really all these thousands of square feet. Then you have those in red, the red dots that you see there. Those are between 200 and 500,000 square feet. And then the blue ones are 100 to 200,000 square feet. By 2008, Puerto Rico had approximately 34 million square feet in shopping centers. And as of 2017, it was said that it could be as much as 34.75 million, almost 34.8 million square feet. So still they were thriving, still moving ahead despite the internet shopping. People do like to go to the shopping centers. They do like to go and try the shoes as well as try the dresses, something that you cannot do really with the internet shopping, or you can return the merchandise and ask for it again in another size. So let's look then at what has been happening since Hurricane Maria in September 2017, then the tremors in 2020, and then the pandemic as of March 15, 2020, when the Puerto Rico economy, as well as in the States, closed down. Well, the second graph, the retail categories in shopping centers, and that includes from jewelry to furniture to cosmetics to drugstores to clothing and shoes, as well as department stores and restaurants, among other categories. In Q1 2017, before Hurricane Maria, they amounted to $3.6 billion. Those are the columns. And notice that by Q1 2019, we were to $4.3 billion. And yet that was a decline, which is the blue line, the percentage change, compared to Q1 of 2018, a decline of 2%. But with the pandemic, and even though this is not the full impact of the pandemic, this is just at the end of the first quarter when the shutdown of the economy started with COVID-19, we saw a decline of 16%, down to $3.6 billion. As of first quarter of 2021, which is the latest figures we have, it has gone up to $4.6 billion, or a 28% increase compared to last year. Of course, the problem with this is that this is all dependent on non-recurrent federal funds. be it because of the disasters of Hurricane Maria or the tremors, or all the CARES Act, or the unemployment assistance because of COVID-19. Again, I re-emphasize, they are not recurrent revenues. So let's look at, after the pandemic, we saw many stores that had been announced that would be coming either to Plaza Las Americas. Recall Cuba Libre, a big restaurant, as well as Dave & Buster's, that was going to be on the third floor and was scheduled to be open by 2020, at the end of 2020 in Plaza Las Americas. You saw the closing of Microsoft, of Bose, of Ann Taylor, of Brooks Brothers, many retailers that have closed in Plaza Las Americas. Even Amado Salon has gone on for the third bankruptcy. 2013, 2015, 2018, now the final, I think it's the final bankruptcy of the beauty salon Amado that was there for more than 20 years. So we are seeing all these, and it's the same thing in the States. Bankruptcies that you're seeing of Brooks Brothers, of J. Crew, Lucky Brand, even Kmart, Forever 21. But we are seeing then shopping centers that are being purchased in Puerto Rico, and Retail Value closed a deal of 9 shopping centers it owned in Puerto Rico for $550 million. That transaction is scheduled to be closed by the third quarter of 2021. And that was because they had losses of almost $70 million in the second quarter of 2021. The owner of Plaza Carolina Mall purchased the shares of Topman Centers, the owner of the Mall of San Juan, and this was after the failed transaction of Simon Properties, which was going to buy those shares from Topman Centers. Well, at least they managed to be sold to the owner of Plaza Carolina. So what you're seeing is more and more of these trends, but I want to focus then on two basic challenges that we are facing. And this is the next graph on population growth that you're seeing right now on your screens. The columns are population in Puerto Rico as forecasted by the PROMESA board in its most recent certified fiscal plan of April 2021. By 2022, that's by next year, they are forecasting that Puerto Rico's population will be 2.9 million people. As of December of 2020, Puerto Rico's population was $3.2 million. So I think they are really being too aggressive with the population growth. But nevertheless, it's important to bear in mind that even by 2031, they continue this downward trend according to this fiscal plan. And that's the orange line that you see there. That's a percentage change. It's negative every year, including by 2031 when we reach, according to their forecast, 2.6 million people. So 2.6 million, an aging population that is not really dependent. It's not going to be receiving more and more recurrent federal revenues as it has been receiving during these past few years. So shopping centers and retailers in particular must be acutely aware how they're going to reshape these shopping centers, as San Patricio Mall is redoing with its big, huge space left by Kmart. And then the next challenge is the forecast that you're seeing here in your screen. That's GNP real growth that the PROMESA board in its certified fiscal plan has forecasted from 2022 percent of growth of 1.5. That's the orange line, the most recent one, 1.5% growth. Again, focused or really centered on all these huge billions of dollars that are assigned to Puerto Rico, not yet dispersed, but hopefully dispersed by the end of this 2021 and coming 2022. But then by 2023, GNP growth is in negative territory, and thereafter it continues. Even if it's positive, it's less than 1%, and even by 2030 it's negative 0.3%. So these two major challenges are something that the retailers, especially the shopping centers, must take into account if they're to avoid the the Armageddon of the loss of shopping centers in Puerto Rico. Don't forget to give us a like in our economic capsules in YouTube under the voice of Heidie Calero, to subscribe so that you receive notifications, and tell us what topics you would like to see in our capsules, as well as comments on the likelihood that how you liked our economic capsules. Until then, stay safe. Thank you.